While growing up in the US, every single morning in school, we would recite the Pledge of Allegiance, and I will never forget it as long as I live. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I will never forget that. For people in the rest of the world, when they hear that we recite that every morning in school, they find that to be some sort of weird brainwashing and indoctrination, and I think I partially agree with that now, looking back. However, I want to talk about something that always bothered me with the views of certain Americans when it comes to things like the Pledge of Allegiance and standing for the national anthem. And that thing is the fact that Americans seem to say but not practice the freedom you have to and to not do that thing. What I'm trying to say is that Americans will say that you have the freedom to not recite the Pledge of Allegiance, but then they will essentially cancel you out of existence if you do not recite the Pledge of Allegiance. If you don't stand for the national anthem and put your hand over your heart, they will essentially cancel you out of existence as well, even though they say that you have the freedom to do those things. It's always come across hypocritical to me, and I've never really been able to voice my thoughts on that honestly until I left the US, because so many in the US would just get so upset over me bringing up our own hypocrisy. Like, if we're claiming to be a free country, then surely that means people get the freedom to recite a pledge, to not stand up for a national anthem. Is that worthy of the type of hate that these people get? Like, wouldn't you much rather have somebody who doesn't want to recite the Pledge of Allegiance as your neighbor as compared to, say, somebody who is a convicted criminal as your neighbor? Does it really matter, is what I'm trying to say. But this is unfortunately a great fault of the US, that it says it is a free country. The people say they want freedom, but what they really want is they want everyone to look like them and sound like them and not disagree with them. Freedom to them is the world being exactly the way they want it, which sounds a lot more like what a dictator would want than any sort of freedom.